What's going on, ballers, and welcome back to another AWA matchup. Tonight we have the Eastern Enforcers taking on the Northern Nighthawks, battling it out for first place in the National League. Check it out. Let's get right into it. Dingers or nothing.
Deep. That is a grand slam. Jack Playhouse not ready to go home today. Deep. Gone. Deep. Gone. Walk on. Gone. Grand slam. Play a ball in the gap. What a play. What a play. Peter McNeil.
Show me his stats. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another AWA Wiffle Ball matchup. Tonight we have the Eastern Enforcers taking on the Northern Nighthawks in a battle for in first place in the National League. Tonight on the mound we have Jake Oliver taking on Jack Playhouse. Jake and Jack have been two of the top pitchers in the league, and their stats show that. Let's take a live look in here at Jack Playhouse as he's warming up in the pen. Jack has been absolutely dominant all season. Former Cy Young Award winner in the first year in the league last year. We'll see how Jack goes ahead and faces the Enforcers tonight. It'll be a great matchup. Starting lineups for the Northern Nighthawks. In place of Alex Umpleby tonight, we have Jackson Carr. Jack Playhouse will be on the mound again. Harry Stenberg is back tonight, and Trey Clugston, as always, will be here as well.
Yeah, let's go.
For the Eastern Enforcers, the Enforcers are without Gunnar Whitelaw tonight, but they have their same four. They have Drew Williams, Jake Oliver, Brock Playhouse, and none other than Chase Winkler as well. It's going to be a good one tonight, folks.
Gone. Grand slam. Gap. What a play. Deep. Gone. Deep. Deep. Gone. Grand slam. The Stingers take game 2 in the gap. What a play. What a play from Peter McNeil.
Northern Nighthawks player Trey Clugston. Trey, you have been hot recently at the plate. You have 4 home runs in the last 2 series. How are you going to keep that up tonight against one of the best pitchers in the league in Jake Oliver?
Well, I think I just got to hit 3 this series then. Preferably all off of Jake, but I mean, we'll see what happens. He's going to get speed checked a few times because he likes to throw a little hard for our league, so he's going to get a few warnings, have to slow it down a little bit. Free dinger.
You heard it here, folks. Jake, got to slow it down. Well, Trey, you also had an incredible outing pitching-wise. Your best one of the season against the Pacific Pilots just a week ago. If you can keep that up again tonight, you and Jack B could be the most dangerous 1-2 in the league. What are you going to do tonight to keep up that pitching performance against the Enforcers, who are the leader in the league in runs scored?
Well, everyone's got to have a bad day, so today's going to be their day. Going to keep up my velo. Did pretty good for me. Only gave up 2 runs, career low. Pretty stoked about that. Hopefully just blow him by him, really. Just try to hit the strike zone, make him swing. Don't really want to give up any walks because I know nobody wants to watch walks. So we'll see what we can do.
Can confirm, Trey. Nobody wants to watch walks. Anyways, Trey, well, you are playing for first place in the National League tonight. What's the main game plan tonight? What's the main thing you want to focus on in order to help your team to win tonight?
I think just put balls in play, get on base. We got Jackson back with us again. The man, the myth, the legend. Had 2 dongs off of... Sorry.
Can confirm he hit a couple of dongs off me.
But he came in strong for us, made some really good plays in the field, and I think we just got to keep doing what we're doing. I think we got a lot of power around the batting order. Yeah, batting order, and then lots of good fielding, good pitching. I think we got it.
Trey, I love it, man. And as always, good luck out there. Dingers or nothing, my guy.
Thanks, bro.
All right, and I'm back with league favorite Jake, Oliver. Jake, you've been dominant on the mound this year. You have a 2.5 ERA, 37 strikeouts on the mound. How are you going to keep that going against the Nighthawks, who are number 2 in the league in runs scored?
Just do the same thing I've been doing. Try and keep it in the zone. My misses have been like minuscule, so but it's not good to throw too many strikes because then everybody just hits stingers, so you gotta mix it up a little bit with balance. Yeah, just keep it up, keep it loose. The grip will be interesting today because it's the hottest day we've had, so we'll see.
Let me tell you, Jake, I definitely know. Jake, you had a walk-off home run against the Pacific Pilots in your last series. You only have 3 home runs on the year, but your total is slowly starting to go up. What are you going to keep doing at the plate tonight to keep that increasing?
I got to tone it down a little bit. I've been swinging too hard, missing some pitches that I feel like I should have taken out, that last year I definitely would have. But just calm down a little bit more, being a little too aggressive, trying to make stuff happen that I don't need to because our lineup's good all the way through. So Chase and Gunner Gunner's not here tonight, but Drew and Brock, they're all smashing, so we're good all through. So.
I love it, Jake. I love it. All right, last question for you, my guy. So you're playing against the Nighthawks tonight. Both you and the Nighthawks are both 6-6 on the year. You're playing for first place in the National League. What's the main game plan tonight? What's the one thing you're focusing on? What do you need your team to do tonight in order to beat the Nighthawks?
Just take the hits when we got him. Jack's tough. He's got some nasty stuff, and so we just got to make sure we're taking advantage when we get ours and don't miss our pitch, just like anybody else. It's just another game, so do what we can, but worry about yourself, kind of thing. So, yeah.
I love it. Well, Jake, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Get after it.
Thanks.
Keep doing your thing on the mound.
Thanks.
Back to you, Peter. AWA matchup. I'm your host, Pacific Pilots captain, Mark Campanero. What's going on? We got a good one tonight. We got the Eastern Enforcers playing the Northern Nighthawks for first place in the National League. Both teams tonight have a 6-6 record. It's gonna be a good one. As always, we have Jack Blayhouse starting it off for game 1 on the mound. For the Enforcers, we will have Jake Oliver starting off on the mound as well. 2 of the league's top aces are going after it tonight. We'll see who will come out victorious. It will be a good one tonight, folks. Tune in. We appreciate all the support. Let's get after it. For those of you that are going to be joining us on TikTok, go check out our YouTube channel. We got a YouTube live stream going on over there. We got great content. You got multiple camera angles. You'll have my commentating as always, some stats, player interviews, a scoreboard. It's all going on over on the YouTube channel. Overall, a better experience. Go check it out. As we're getting ready to start game 1 here, we're here in beautiful Edmonds, Washington. We're going to have, again, Jack Blayhouse on the mound. Drew Williams will be leading it off for the Eastern Enforcers. And let's get underway. We're here in the top of the first. Nobody on, nobody out. Let's do it. Pitch 1 from Jack Blayhouse. Swinging at the first pitch of the day is going to be strike 1. count is 0-1 to Drew Williams. 0-2, a great pitch from Jack Playhouse. Drew quickly behind. 0-2. Again, we're here in the top of the first. Nobody on, nobody out. The 0-2. And that's in play. Trey is going to make the easy play. He's out at first. There's now 1 out in the inning. Great pitch from Jack Playhouse to get the ground ball out. Great play from Trey. And the Nighthawks now have 1 out in the top of the first. Up steps Jake, Oliver for his first at-bat of the day. The 0-0 to Jake Oliver. Misses low, 1-0. Now the count to Jake, the 1-0. Swinging at the second pitch, 1-1. Now the count to Jake Oliver. Jake had a walk-off home run in his last series against the Pacific Pilots. Swinging right there for strike number 2. 1-2 the count now to Jake. Jake, he's been increasing his home run total as of late. We'll see if he can do it here as he watches that one go by outside for ball number 2. The count here is 2-2 is the count. 2-2 on the way to Jake Oliver. Hits him.
Are you kidding me?
The count will go full. 3-2 now the count to Jake Oliver. Fouls that one off to stay alive. The count will remain 3-2. As we have nobody on, 1 out in the top of the first, the 3-2. Misses outside, and the Enforcers are going to have their first runner of the day in Jake Oliver. Great at bat from Jake on the walk. Now stepping up to the plate, we have number 15 for the Enforcers, Chase Winkler. The 0-0 here to Chase. Swinging at the first pitch, strike. 0-1 now the count to Chase. That one misses outside, 1-1 now the count. The 1-1 to Chase. Swinging there, 1-2. Now the count to Winkler. As there's a runner on first here in the top of the first. 1 out. Hits the top of the zone for strike 3. What a pitch from Jack Playhouse. Wow. As he gets the second out of the inning. Early display of incredible pitching from Jack. Much more of that here to come, folks. As Brock Playhouse steps up, the 0-0 to Brock. First pitch misses inside. 1-0 the count. Second pitch misses outside, 2-0. Favorable count to Brock Playhouse, Jack's younger brother. And that's in play. Jack's gonna just go ahead and tag his brother for the 3rd out in the inning, and what an inning for the Nighthawks. Great inning from the Nighthawks to start us off here in game number 1. Again, Jake Oliver will be starting on the mound for the Enforcers. No surprise there. For those of you who are with us on TikTok, thank you so much for the support. We truly do appreciate it. But if you are looking for a better experience for a live stream, I'm telling you right now, go check out the YouTube channel. You won't regret it. We have a good production going on over there, as we have a scoreboard, multiple camera angles, stats, player interviews, and everything. Everything you want, you will get. Well, maybe not everything, but a lot of what you want will be over on YouTube. Go check it out. It'll be sweet. As we're getting ready to start the bottom of the first for the Nighthawks, we're gonna have Trey Clugston leading it off.
Yeah, I know I'm leading it off. You hit it dong.
Oh yeah,
Check
as
it.
we have Trey here in the mic, you gotta love it. Trey has 4 home runs in his last 2 series. He started his series off against the Pacific Pilots last week with 2 home runs in the first game. We'll see if he can keep up his incredible streak here tonight against the Enforcers. As we're waiting for pitch number 1 from Jake, the 0-0. And that's crushed! Deep! Gone! Trey Clugston! Another leadoff home run in game 1 for Trey Clugston. He did the same thing last week against the Pacific Pilots, and he does it here again tonight against the Eastern Enforcers. Trey has been red hot at the plate. You got to be careful around him. What a shot from Trey Clugston. And the Nighthawks are now winning early here, 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Nobody on, nobody out. Harry Stenberg comes up to the plate.
I told you I was going to hit a dong.
Trey, what a beast. The 1-0 here to Harry Stenberg. Swinging there. Great pitch from Jake Oliver. 1-1 now the count. 1-1 to Stenberg. Swinging at the riser. Brings the count to 1-2. Again, we're here in the bottom of the first. Nobody on, nobody out. Nighthawks winning 1-0. That pitch falls low. 2-2 now the count to Stenberg. Trey Clugston, another leadoff home run. I can't get over that. Great stuff from Trey. Strike 3, caught him swinging. Another strikeout for Jake Oliver to add to his total. What a pitch from Jake Oliver. As the monster in Jack Blehaus comes up to the plate in his first at-bat. Jack pitched great in the first inning. The 0-0 to Jack Blehaus. First pitch connects for a strike. 0-1. Now the count. Here to Jack. The 0-1. Misses low. 1-1. Now the count. Oh, shoot, my bad. I was supposed to do the gun. The 1-1 here to Jack Blehaus. Misses outside. 2-1. Now the count as we're here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 Nighthawks lead. Fouls that one off for a strike. 2-2. Now the count to Jack Blehaus. Nobody on. 1 out in the inning. The 2-2 on the way to Blehaus. Misses outside as that will bring the count to 3-2 full. To Jack. The 3-2. Swinging at the riser. What a pitch from Jake Oliver as he'll record his second strikeout of the inning. Just keeps adding to that total. Jake Oliver looking great early here. He gave up the 1 home run to Trey in the leadoff spot, but he's been great since. Up steps Jackson Carr. First pitch connects for a strike. 0-1 the count. Jackson had a great debut last week against the Pilots. He had crushed 2 home runs off of Mark Campanero, myself. And that's in play. Drew gets the out at first, and that'll take us into the top of the second. Jake did give off a home run to Trey Clugston in the leadoff spot, but other than that, he was great on the next 3 batters. Got the next 3 out as we head into the top of the second. Trey Clugston, I can't get over it. I mean, the man has hit 5 home runs in the last 3 series. He's had 2 leadoff home runs in game number 1 in his last 2 series. What a streak for Trey Clugston, providing some incredible offense for the Nighthawks. Anyways, for those of you with us on TikTok, thank you again. We really, truly appreciate the support, but please go check us out on our YouTube channel. We have a live stream going on over there. The link for that is in the bio. Go check it out. As Drew Williams leads it off for the Enforcers here. He'll take the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count. The 1-0. Swinging there. 1-1. Now the count to Drew Williams. The 1-1 to Drew. Misses low. 2-1. Now the count to Drew. That pitch misses high. 3-1. Now the count to Drew Williams. Drew, no stranger to walks. He provides a lot of good at-bats for the Enforcers. We'll see what he can do here. Hits the zone for a strike. What a pitch. 3-2 full now the count. And that's in play. It's flared. That's a hard play for Stenberg, and I don't blame him on that. That thing was spinning. That's a tough play to make. And Drew's going to get on to lead off the inning for the Enforcers. And up steps the dangerous Jake Oliver, hitting in the 2 spot tonight. The 0-0 here to Jake. Misses low. 1-0 the count to Jake Oliver. There's 1 out here, or no outs in the top of the second. That pitch connects for a strike. 1-1 now the count. Forcers have a runner on at first. No outs. The 1-1 Jake Oliver. Connects for another strike from Jack Playhouse. 1-2. Now the count to Jake Oliver. Jack has found it early. 1-2 to Jake. Hits the top of the zone for a strikeout. Another strikeout for Jack Playhouse. And that was a big one, getting Jake Oliver looking. So the Nighthawks now have 1 out here in the inning. Runner on at first in the top of the second. Up steps Chase Winkler. 0-0 to Chase. Swinging at the first pitch. 0-1 now the count. So Jack's been getting that curve to work for him early. Misses low. 1-1 now the count to Chase. That misses outside. 2-1. Now the count. Score is 1-0. Nighthawks are leading thanks to a leadoff home run from Trey Clugston as he's flexing out there in the shortstop position. You gotta love it. Fouls that one off to bring the count to 2-2. 2-2 to Chase. Swinging for strike 3. And that's Jack Playhouse's second strikeout of the inning. You'll love to see it as a wiffle ball player, your pitcher just dominating. You don't have to make very many plays out there. Just kind of get to watch the show.
Thank you.
You love it. Now we got a little brother action going on right here. Jack Playhouse and Brock Playhouse up at the plate. 0-0 to Brock. Fouls the first pitch off. 0-1 the count. Brock, a power hitter. Second pitch connects on the curve. Jack has that going early. 0-2. Brock Playhouse quickly down here. 0-2. Strike 3 on the drop. Got him. And that's 3 strikeouts in the inning for Jack Playhouse. What an inning. The score will remain 1-0 as we head into the bottom of the second. The 1 run thanks to a Trey Clugston lead-off home run. His second leadoff home run in his mini-series. You gotta respect it. As we get ready for the bottom of the second, again, for those of you with us over on the talk, on TikTok, go check out our YouTube live stream going on over on our YouTube channel. The link for that's in the bio. You'll see multiple camera angles, some stats, a little bit of music going on there. If you like to get a little funky, go check out the YouTube channel. You won't regret it. As we're waiting here for the much anticipated Trey Clugston AB. He's just been hot lately. We'll see if he can keep it going. Jake Oliver does not give up very many home runs, so it's always impressive when he can do it. The 0-0 as we get ready. The bottom of the second. Nobody on, nobody out. Trey Clugston. First pitch nearly hits him for ball 1. 1-0. 1-0 to Trey. Hits the zone for a strike. 1-1. Now the count to Clugston. The 1-1. And that's in play. Winkler's gonna make the play at first. What a play out there from Chase Winkler, as those ground balls to third are not easy to make. But Winkler made that one look easy. Great play from Chase Winkler. And up steps Harry Stenberg to the plate. 0-0 to Harry. In there for strike 1. The Nighthawks are really happy to have Stenberg back, as they really missed him in their 2-loss series defeat to the Pilots last week. As that misses low for ball 1. 1-1. 55. The 1-1 here to Stenberg. Is not a strike because it was 57 on the gun. Jake gets an early speed check here. For those of you who don't know, you can only throw max 55 miles per hour in the AWA. Anything over is a no pitch. As he fouls that one off for strike number 2, 1-2 the count to Stenberg. So we have a gun going the whole time in the game, making sure one. This is outside. What? Sheesh! Is that better? Count now is 2-2 here to Harry Stenberg. Bottom of the second, nobody on, nobody out. Strike 3, got him. Jake Oliver, another one. Hit him with the DJ Khaled, another one. Gotta love it. As we get ready for Jack Blayhouse, who's been pitching very well here tonight. See if he can help himself out here at the plate. The 0-0 to Jack. First pitch connects for a strike. 0-1, now the count to Jack Blayhouse. As the Nighthawks are leading 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Nobody on, 1 out in the inning. The 0-1 here to Jack Blayhouse. Misses outside. That's a tricky pitch, folks. I can attest to that. I struck out on that pitch to Jake Oliver a couple weeks ago. The 1-1 here to Jack Blayhouse. Misses low. 2-1. Now the count. The 2-1 here on the way to Jack. And that's in play in the gap. And that's going to fall. And Jack's going to look too. He's going to get there. Jack leads off the inning with a double. Great heads-up play to go too. You'll love to see it. And the Nighthawks now have a runner on at second with 1 out in the inning. And up steps Jackson Carr. The 0-0 to Jackson. And that's in play. Jake's going to just go ahead and get the out at first to end the inning. I lied, folks. I said there was 1 out. There was actually 2 to end the inning for the Enforcers. And the score will remain 1-0, Nighthawks leading. Thank you again to a Trey Clugston leadoff bomb. And we'll see if the Nighthawks can close the door and get the 1-0 win as the Enforcers are chasing 1 here in the top of the third. Again, for those of you with us on TikTok, go check out the YouTube live stream. I'm telling you, you're not going to regret it. Good stuff going on over there. You can groove to some music in between innings, see some stats. It's lit. Go check it out. The 0-0 here to Drew Williams in the top of the third. Misses outside.
Just killing the commentator.
1-0 the count to Drew Williams. Misses high, 2-0. Now the count. As we're here in the top of the third, nobody on, nobody out. Enforcers are chasing 1. 2-0 to Drew. Misses low, 3-0. Now the count to Drew. And he holds, and the Enforcers are going to have the leadoff runner on. The tying run at first as Jake Oliver steps to the plate, looking to do some damage here and hopefully tie the game or take the lead for the first time today. The 0-0 to Jake Oliver. Fouls the first pitch off. 0-1. Now the count to Oliver. The 0-1. Misses inside. 1-1. Now the count. The 1-1 to Jake. Misses inside again. 2-1 now the count. So we're here in the top of the third. There's a runner on at first for the Enforcers. No outs in the inning. Nighthawks are leading 1-0. Shout out Trey Clugston for the leadoff bomb in the first. See if the Nighthawks can close the door. 2-1 to Jake. Misses inside. 3-1. Now the count. 3-1. Hits the top of the zone. Great pitch there from Jack. 3-2 full. Misses outside, and Jack's gonna walk the first 2 batters of the inning as the winning run now as the go-ahead run now on first for the Enforcers. Up steps Chase Winkler, who is no stranger to the long ball. We'll see what Chase can do here in the top of the 3rd. Team down by 1. 0-0 to Chase. First pitch misses outside. 1-0 the count here to Winkler. The 1-0. That pitch misses high. 2-0 now the count as Jack is struggling to find the zone here in beginning of the top of the 3rd. First pitch hits for strike as he was listening to me, trying to prove me wrong. Love it. 2-1. Misses outside. 3-1 now the count to Chase Winkler.
Not working well.
Again, we're here in the top of the 3rd. Runners on first and second. No outs. The Nighthawks leading 1-0. What's up, my guy? How you doing? Good to see you. Again, Nighthawks leading 1-0. The count is 3-1. 3-1 to Chase Winkler. So you need to know the count. Don't blame him. 3-1 to Chase. Hits the zone for strike 2. Jack battles his way back to 3-2 full. 3-2 full here to Chase. Strike 3, got him! As the Nighthawks really needed that strikeout, and Jack delivered. Nighthawks now have 1 out in the top of the 3rd. Up steps Brock Blayhouse as he's getting the bat flip behind him. Ooh, 2 times. The 0-0 here to Brock Blayhouse. The 0-0. Swinging at the first pitch, fouls it off. 0-1 the count. Brock really wants to take his brother deep here in the top of the 3rd. That pitch misses high, 1-1. Now the count to Brock Playhouse. The 1-1. Hits him for ball 2. 2-1 now the count. Jack is not a stranger to giving up home runs to his brothers. Thomas Blayhouse ripped him a few series ago. 2-1. Fouls that one off. 2-2. Now the count. See what Brock can do here. Again, the score is 1-0. Nighthawks leading in the top of the 3rd. They need 2 outs to win. Forcers have runners on at first and second. 2-2 to Brock Playhouse. Strike 3, another strikeout for Jack Playhouse. That's back-to-back strikeouts here in the top of the 3rd. And oh boy, did the Nighthawks need that after the first 2 batters of the inning were walked. And the Enforcers are now down to their last out in the top of the 3rd. They're trailing 1-0 to the Nighthawks. Drew Williams steps up to the plate. The 0-0 to Drew. That's crushed! And it's foul! And that's just a long strike, folks. If that one was over to the left a little bit, it would have been a 3-run blast for the Enforcers, and they needed that. But instead of a 3-run blast, it's just going to be a long out, or a long strike for Drew Williams. As the count goes to 0-1. The 0-1 to Drew. That pitch misses inside, 1-1 to Drew Williams, the 1-1. Misses high, 2-1 now the count, as we're kind of in a nail-biter here in the top of the 3rd. Nighthawks only leading 1-0. They have 2 outs, 2-1. Swinging there, 2-2. Now the count. Jack Blayhouse walked the first 2 batters of the inning, but then he came right back and struck out the next 2. The Enforcers are down to their last out as the Nighthawks are winning 1-0 in the top of the 3rd. We'll see what happens here. The 2-2. As Jack tried to go sidearm there, submarine, but that's going to miss, and 3-2 fulls now the count to Drew Williams. The 3-2. Hits him, and that's going to walk the bases loaded. Nighthawks possibly in trouble here now with the bases loaded. They're only up 1. The score's 1-0. And up steps Jake Oliver, who had a walk-off home run against the Pacific Pilots in his last series, so no stranger to putting his team ahead. Jake Oliver now at the plate. The 0-0 to Jake. Fouls the first pitch off. 0-1. The count now to Jake Oliver. The 0-1 to Jake. Hits him. 1-1. Now the count to Jake Oliver. The 1-1 to Jake. And that's crushed deep! Gone! A grand slam for Jake Oliver, and he puts the Enforcers up with a score of 4-1, and they needed that. The Nighthawks were a strike away from taking game 1, 1-0, but Jake Oliver said no. Let me take this grand slam. Jake increases his home run total to 4 on the year. He'd been silent in the first few series, but he's coming alive here in the middle of the season. What a shot from Jake Oliver. That was huge. That first pitch hit the top of the strike zone to Chase Winkler. 0-1 the count now. What a shot from Jake Oliver. Strike 2 as Winkler falls behind early. Again, we have 2 outs in the top of the third. 0-2 to Chase. Misses outside. 1-2 now the count. That was much needed for the Enforcers. Strike 3 got him. And although Jack Playhouse gave up a grand slam to Jake Oliver right there, he did have 3 strikeouts in the inning to add to his total. But the damage is done. The Enforcers are now leading 4-1 in the bottom of the third. And the Nighthawks are now see themselves chasing 3. Otherwise, they're in danger of losing game number 1 here of the 3-game series. Trey Clugston, though, is going to lead it off for the Nighthawks, so that's good news. Trey had a leadoff home run in the first. See what he can do here. Yeah, for those of you... What is that? Oh, it's... The 0-0 here to Trey in the bottom of the third. Nobody on, nobody out. Scores 4-1 Enforcers. First pitch hits for a strike. 55. 0-1 the count to Trey. The 0-1. Fouls the second pitch off. 0-2 as Trey is behind here quickly. 0-2 now to Trey Clugston. The 0-2. Fouls that off. Count will remain 0-2. Jake been a little effective on that changeup. I can tell you it's not an easy pitch to hit. I struck out on it a couple of weeks ago. Don't recommend swinging at it, to be completely honest. The 0-2 to Trey. Fouls that one off to stay alive. Count will remain 0-2. We're here in the bottom of the third. Nobody on, nobody out. Enforcers leading 4-1 thanks to a grand slam from Jake Oliver in the top of the third as his team was 1 out away from losing the first game, but instead now they're leading 4-1 here late in the bottom of the third. 1-2 is the count to Trey Clugston. The 1-2. And that's crushed in the gap. Trey's gonna get to first easy, but that's all he's gonna get is a single, leadoff single for Trey and the Nighthawks. And the Nighthawks now have a runner on at first. Nobody out. Harry Stenberg steps back up to the plate. Nighthawks are happy to have Stenberg back. The 0-0. And that one's in play. Brock is going to make the play over there at first to make the first out, the bottom of the third for the Enforcers. And up steps the pitcher, Jack Playhouse, looking to do some damage here. The 0-0 on the way to Jack. Misses high for ball 1. 1-0. Now the count. The Nighthawks have a runner on at first. 1 out in the inning. They're chasing 3. See if Jack can help himself out here. the 1-0. Misses low, 2-0. Now the count to Jack, as he has a favorable hitter's count now. The 2-0 to Jack. Swinging at the outside strike. Count now goes to 2-1 to Jack Playhouse. Again, the score is 4-1 in the bottom of the third, thanks to a Jake Oliver grand slam. That's in play, crushed in the gap. Trey's gonna go 3, Jack's gonna look 2, and they're gonna hold as the Nighthawks now have runners on second and third with 1 out in the inning. Up steps Jackson Carr with a couple of ducks on the pond, looking to do some damage. As the Nighthawks are trailing by 3 runs here late. See what Jackson can do, the 0-0. First pitch misses inside, 1-0. Now the count to Carr, the 1-0. Hits the outside of the zone for strike 1. 1-1. Now the count to Jackson, the 1-1. That's in play, up the middle. 1 run's gonna score, and the Nighthawks now have runners at the corners. Scores now 4-2, Enforcers are leading. And that's an RBI single for Jackson Carr, who's been very, very good in the league since he's joined. Nighthawks love to see that. The dangerous Trey Clugston is now stepping up to the plate. Trey had a leadoff home run in the game. See if Trey can stay hot here, the 0-0. Misses inside, 1-0. Now the count to Clugston. The 1-0 here to Trey Clugston. Swinging at the second pitch, 1-1. Now the count. Trey takes his sunglasses off. He's serious. Means business now. The 1-1 to Trey. That pitch misses low, 2-1. Now the count to Clugston. Nighthawks have runners at the corners. 1 out in the bottom of the third. Scores 4-2, Enforcers leading. The 2-1 to Trey. Hits the zone for strike 2. Takes the count to 2-2. The 2-2. Now here to Trey Clugston. 2-2. That pitch misses low, and will bring the count to 3-2 full. Been a great at-bat thus far from Trey Clugston. All he's been doing lately is just producing great at-bats for the Nighthawks. 3-2 to Clugston. Strike 3 got him swinging. A much-needed strikeout for Jake Oliver and the Enforcers, and they got it. And there are now 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Enforcers leading 4-2. Thank you to a Jake Oliver grand slam in the top of the third. Nighthawks have runners at the corners, and Harry Stenberg comes up to the plate. The 0-0 to Stenberg. Hits the zone for strike 1. 0-1. Now the count. The 0-1. Misses outside. 1-1. Now the count to Stenberg. The 1-1 to Harry. That's crushed! Oh! Just misses the foul pole for a long strike. As if that would have hit the foul pole, that would have been gone, and that would have been a walk-off home run for the Nighthawks. And instead, the count goes to 1-2. The 1-2. Strike 3 got him, and the Enforcers take game 1. What a roller coaster of emotions right there. It's one pitch, they almost won the game, and they lost right there on the second. As the Enforcers take game 1, total score 4-2. Jake Oliver, definitely the MVP of game number 1 with a grand slam in the top of the third. They needed that. Jake pitched great and also provided the offense for the Enforcers. What a win for the Enforcers in game 1. That was a great number 1 as we get ready for game number 2. Trey Clugston is going to be pitching for the Nighthawks in game number 2. I believe the enforcers are talking it over who's going to start for them in game number 2. But again, for all of those with you, or for all of those with us on TikTok, all 2.80 you now, thank you so much for the support. But go check out the YouTube channel. We got a YouTube live stream going on over there. Link for that's in the bio. Go check it out. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. But as we get back here, Trey Clugston has something to say to all the fans out there. Go for it, Trey.
I had a nice call dinger, didn't I, eh? Come on now. Someone's got to give me a pitch I can't hit. That's not Jake. Jake doesn't count. I don't like that.
Didn't you strike out there in the last inning, Trey?
Mark, shut up. No, that was a fallacy. It didn't happen.
Trey, you've been great thus far, my man. You now have 5 home runs in the last few series, a couple of leadoff bombs. Good stuff, my man, but that was a tough strikeout in the last inning there.
Yeah, that sucked.
What are you going to do in this game to help limit the runs, hopefully? Jake Oliver's really been coming alive at the plate.
I don't know.
What are you going to do, my man?
I mean, did you see me have my 2.0 ERA last game? I'm just going to hit another walk. I'm going to hit another leadoff bomb, and I'm going to strike them all out.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. Trey with another leadoff bomb. We'll see if he's right. I don't know. What up, Umsky? Really?
You need some juice in your voice.
I don't have juice in my voice?
No, you sound like a very played out goddamn robot.
He's a
Really?
commentator, Umer.
No, but I need some like, you know, like Mike Byrne. That's bang, like that type vibes.
Okay.
Like Jeff Van Gundy type vibe.
Jeff. Bang! Bang! Another 3 from Steph Curry.
Exactly.
All right. Criticism received, chat. I'll try to be a little bit more enthusiastic out here, as I'm sounding like a robot. Good. How are you, Robin? Good to see you. We're getting ready for game number 2 out here in Edmonds, Washington, between the Eastern Enforcers and the Northern Nighthawks. Enforcers took game 1, total score 4-2. Thank you, Jake Oliver, for the grand slam in the top of the 3rd.
No, thank you.
Jack says no, thank you. I don't blame him. Nighthawks almost took that game. They were 1 out away from winning 1-0. Chase Winkler is going to be on the mound for the Enforcers. We'll see what Chase can do against Trey Clugston, the Nighthawks. The 0-0 here to Trey. Misses high. 1-0. The count now to Trey Clugston. The 1-0. And that's in the air. Chase is not going to get there as he stumbled trying to get to the foul ball. Nobody on, nobody out. Score 0-0 in the top of the 1st of game number 2. Trey Clugston called his shot during the game break. We'll see if he can go yard here. That pitch misses outside, 2-1. The 2-1 to Trey Clugston. That pitch misses outside. The count will go to 3-1. 3-1 to Trey as he has the green light from Captain Jack Playhouse. In play in the gap, and Trey is going to go 2. And that's a double, a leadoff double for Trey Clugston. He did not call his shot and hit a home run, but a leadoff double is not too shabby. You gotta love it. And now up steps Jack Playhouse, looking to give the Nighthawks a lead here early in game number 2. The 0-0 to Jack. First pitch misses outside. 1-0. Now the count to Jack Playhouse. That pitch misses inside. 2-0. So there's a runner on at second for the Nighthawks. No outs in the top of the 1st. And that's in play. And Drew's going to bobble it. Trey is looking home, but he's not going to go. And everybody's safe. As the Nighthawks now have runners at the corners. Harry Stenberg stepping up to the plate. We have no outs in the top of the 1st. And the Nighthawks looking to do some damage here early. The 0-0 to Harry Stenberg. First pitch connects for a strike, 0-1. Now the count to Stenberg. Fouls the second pitch off. Stenberg behind here early, 0-2. The 0-2. Just misses the top of the zone. And that'll be ball number 1, 1-2. Now the count to Harry Stenberg. The 1-2. Great hold from Harry Stenberg to bring the count to 2-2. Even. Again, we're here in game number 2, top of the first. No outs, runners at the corners. And that's in play. Jake is going to not throw the ball. Good decision from Jake Oliver, and everybody's going to be safe. And the Nighthawks now have the bases loaded, no outs, and Jackson Carr is going to step up to the plate. Jackson has been great thus far since joining the AWA. We'll see what Jackson can do. First pitch misses outside. 1-0. The count to Carr. The 1-0. Swings at the second pitch. That'll bring the count even to 1-1. Score 0-0 here in game number 2. That's in play in the gap, and Drew is not going to make the play. Brock's going to tag Stenberg out for the out, but they're going to score 1.
That's fine. That was tough one here.
Score now goes to 1-0, Nighthawks leading. And there's 1 out in the top of the first. Great heads-up play there from Brock Blayhouse, tagging Stenberg on his way to second. So they got an out there. That's all you can ask. Nighthawks leading 1-0. Trey Clugston comes back up to the plate. First pitch misses high. 1-0. The count now to Trey Clugston. 1-0 to Trey. That pitch connects for strike 1. 1-1. The count now to Trey Clugston. Again, we have runners at the corners, 1 out in the top of the first. Nighthawks leading 1-0. And that's crushed, but it's going to stay in the yard. Drew's going to make the catch. Jack's going to tag for the sac fly. Great production from Trey Clugston as they're going to get the RBI, as he's going to get the RBI. And the Nighthawks are now winning 2-0. Great heads-up play from Jack Blayhouse, tagging over there at third. Now a runner on at first. Jack Blayhouse up to the plate. First pitch misses high. 1-0. Now the count to Jack Blayhouse. Jack, one of the leaders in home runs this year. He's got 6 on the year. We'll see if he can increase his total. The 1-0. That pitch misses low. 2-0. Now the count to Jack. 2-0. Swings at that one. 2-1 now the count to Jack Blayhouse. Again, there's 1 out here in the top of the first. Nighthawks have a runner on at first. Score is 2-0 Nighthawks lead. The 2-1. Misses outside. 3-1 here to Jack Blayhouse. The 3-1 to Jack. Swinging there to bring the count full. And Jack did not want to walk there. Love seeing guys not walking. The 3-2 full to Jack Blayhouse. And that's in the air, but right to Drew Williams, and he's going to make the play to get the enforcers out of the inning. Again, I apologize, chat. There was 2 outs, not 1. So that is the end of the inning. But the damage is done. Nighthawks are leading now 2-0 early. As we head into the bottom of the first, we'll get to see the enforcers' first round of hitting here in game number 2. For those of you with us on TikTok, I'm talking to all 3,000 of you. Go check out our YouTube channel. We got a YouTube live stream going on over there. The link for that is in the bio. I'm telling you, chat. It's a good production over there. You're gonna have some tunes. You're gonna have a lot of different camera angles. You're gonna have stats. everything, okay, maybe not everything, but most of the things that you want and ask for is going to be over there on YouTube. Please go check it out. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. It's going to be a sweet little deal going on over there on the YouTube channel. As we're getting ready for the bottom of the first in game number 2, the Enforcers took game 1 with a total score of 4-2. Jake Oliver was easily the MVP in that game, providing not only the offense but also the defense on the mound. Jake had a grand slam in the top of the third. Jake, you know, Oliver providing some great early help for the Enforcers. Oh, your velo, I don't even know if you hit the gun, to be honest. You can throw a little faster, my man. I'll be honest, when you come up to when you pitch, I don't even check you. I'm just like, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm just gonna let it go.
This guy's not even gonna touch 50. So what's the point?
No way. There's no way.
Hey, I'm Jamie Moore.
As we're getting ready again for the bottom of the first here in game number 2, Drew Williams is gonna lead it off for the Eastern Enforcers. Nobody on, nobody out. The 0-0. First pitch misses high, 1-0 the count. Trey Clugston had a great outing against the Pilots, his best outing of the year. We'll see if he can replicate that against the Enforcers. Second pitch misses for ball number 2, 2-0 to Drew Williams.
Oh, good hack.
Fouls that pitch off, 2-1. Now the count to Drew Williams. 2-1 to Drew.
Way to get that out of there.
Almost hits the bat, but that pitch misses to bring the count to 3-1. 3-1 to Drew Williams. That pitch misses low, and the Enforcers yet again are going to have the leadoff runner on in the bottom of the first. Drew Williams, that on-base percentage has got to be high. He walks, he does it all. You gotta respect the leadoff man in Drew Williams for the Enforcers. Jake Oliver now up to the plate. That is crushed, but out of play. Foul ball, long strike for Jake Oliver. The count is 0-1. Jake, the MVP of game 1, the grand slam. Let's see if he can increase his home run total. Swinging at the second pitch, fouls that one off. 0-2. The count now to Jake Oliver. 0-2 to Jake. Hits him for ball 1. 1-2. Enforcers have a runner on at first. Nobody out in the bottom of the first. Nighthawks leading early, 2-0. The 1-2 to Jake. Holds. That'll bring the count to 2-2 even. 2-2 to Jake Oliver. Swinging strike 3, got him. Trey Clugston for his first strikeout of the day. And there's now 1 out in the inning. Chase Winkler, the pitcher, coming up to the plate. The 0-0 to Chase. That pitch hits the inside of the strike zone for strike number 1. 0-1. Now to Chase Winkler. Crushed opposite field. Get out ball. Later. As Winkler salutes the camera. What a blast from Chase Winkler in the bottom of the first. And that's going to tie the game 2-2. Ooh. The Tatis stutter over there at third from Chase Winkler. Chase helping himself out here early. Beats his chest, the Enforcer chest beat. Low-key kind of jealous of the Enforcers for having that celebration. And we now got a ball game, folks. 2-2, the score. In the bottom of the first.
What kind of hit do you want today?
Brock, I want you to go deep. I want you to go deep center, and I don't want to be able to find the ball. That's how deep I want you to hit it.
Brock, I want you to strike out. Come on, bro.
We'll see. Which one do I pick? Brock Playhouse stepping up to the plate.
Just relaxing.
Brock is one of the league leaders in home runs this year. The 0-0 to Brock. Fouls the first pitch off for strike number 1. 0-1. Now to Brock Playhouse. The 0-1. Misses inside 1-1. Now the count. The 1-1 to Brock Playhouse. Misses low. 2-1 now the count. I kind of like the two pitchers going on right now, and Trey Clugston and Chase Winkler. I don't even have to gun them. They're not throwing too hard. Got to respect it. 2-1 to Brock Playhouse. Hits him for ball 3. Nope. 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 That's a ball. 3-1. Brock did not lean into it. 3-1. The count to Brock Playhouse. Crushed! Oh, and that's just foul. Oh, Jack made the play! Jack made the play in foul territory. You couldn't see it, but what a play from Jack Playhouse. Wow. A one-handed grab over the head catch from Jack Playhouse. What a grab. I wish we had a camera on that because that's a web gem. Put that on SportsCenter Top 10. So we have 2 outs now in the inning. First pitch misses outside, 1-0. Drew Williams. That pitch misses outside, 2-0. Now to Drew Williams. 2-0 to Drew. Misses high, 3-0. 3-0. How many outs? 2 outs. 2 outs in the inning. Here in the bottom of the first, scores tied 2-2. 3-0 to Drew. Hits the top of the zone for strike number 1. Chase Winkler had an opposite field home run in this inning. You don't see too many oppo home runs unless myself, Mark Campanero, is up to the dish. Chad, I had to give myself a little bit of a shout out, but Chase, good home run nonetheless.
You should just keep talking about how good you are.
No.
That is almost a bomb, just like me, Mike Campanero.
The 3-1 on the way to Drew Williams. Misses low for a walk, and that's Drew's second walk of the game. That on-base percentage just keeps going up for Drew Williams. And again, we have 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Scores tied 2-2, and Forcers have a runner on at first. Up steps Jake Oliver. That pitch misses inside, 1-0. The count to Jake Oliver, 1-0. That pitch misses outside for 2-0. Jake has a favorable count now. Jake with the grand slam in game number 1 to lead the Enforcers to a game 1 win. See what he can do here with the 2-2 tie. And that didn't hit the tree, so it's in play, or it's out of play. For strike number 1, fouled it off. Count now goes to 2-1. As the score is 2-2 in the bottom of the first. Tie ball game here. The 2-1 to Jake Oliver. And that's up in the air. Jack's going to make the easy play over there at third to get the Nighthawks out of the inning. Enforcers bring the score back to tied in the inning. Thank you, Chase Winkler, for the 2-run oppo bomb. And the score is tied 2-2 as we head into the top of the second. Harry Stenberg is going to lead it off for the Nighthawks. Again, for all of you 2,000 with us on TikTok, go check out the YouTube channel. Link for that's in the bio. Got a YouTube live stream going on over there. Multiple camera angles, stats and everything. Go check it out. It's lit over there. The 0-0 fouls that pitch off. 0-1, the count now to Harry Stenberg. The 0-1. That pitch misses high. 1-1. Chase is giving me a reason to start gunning him. I love that. The 1-1. That pitch misses low. 2-1. Chase brought the high heat 2 pitches ago and then brings a little baby pitch on that one. 2-1. Misses high. 3-1. Now the count to Stenberg. The 3-1. Fouls that pitch off. And the count will now come to 3-2 full. Nobody on, nobody out in the top of the second. Score is 2-2. And that's just in the air. Jake's gonna call it off for the first out of the inning. And there's now 1 out in the top of the second. Jackson Carr steps up to the plate. Jackson has had a couple of good hits today. And since joining the AWA, has a couple of home runs, both off of myself, Mark Campanero. The 0-0, Jackson. Swinging at the first pitch. 0-1 the count to Jackson. Jackson owned me the last series we had, the 0-1. And that's in play. Chase is going to dive, and he's not going to make the play. Jackson's going to beat it out there for an infield single. And the Nighthawks now have a runner on at first with 1 out in the top of the second.
Remind me to switch that battery one more time.
Yeah, I'll remind you. It looks okay right now. As we're gonna have Trey Clugston coming up to the plate. Trey been very hot at the plate lately. He's got 5 home runs in his last couple of series. He had a leadoff home run in game number 1 for the Nighthawks. The 0-0 here to Trey. And that's up in the air, hits the tree for a foul ball. Jake Oliver is going to make the play anyways. But we do have a tree out here, chat, on the third baseline. There's a couple of branches hanging down. When a ball hits the tree, we automatically call it a foul ball. The 0-1 to Trey Clugston. That pitch misses high, 1-1. The count to Trey Clugston. Again, for those of you just joining us, we have the score is 2-2 in the top of the second. There's a runner on first for the Nighthawks. There's 1 out in the inning. Count is 1-1 to Trey Clugston. And that's Oppo! It's gone, ball. Get out of here. 2-run shot from Trey Clugston, his second of the day. And that's going to give the Nighthawks the lead. Score is now 4-2 Nighthawks. In the top of the second, Trey Clugston. Somebody get a fire hose to cool him down. Second home run of the day for Trey Clugston. Another Oppo bomb. We got 2 Oppo bombs in the game. One from Chase Winkler and one from Trey Clugston. Oppo's on display here tonight. And that's crushing the gap. Jack is going to hold at first for a 1-out single. Normally in regular baseball, that probably would have been a double, but here in wiffle ball, it's just a single. Harry Stenberg coming back up to the plate. 0-0 to Harry. First pitch misses high. 1-0 the count. Nighthawks have a runner on at first with 1 out. The 1-0. 2-0. Now to Stenberg. The 2-0 to Harry Stenberg. Misses outside. 3-0. Now the count. 3-0. Jack yelled green light to Harry. And he's going to watch that one go by for a 4-pitch walk. And there's now runners on first and second for the Nighthawks. Nighthawks leading 4-2. Thank you to a 2-run blast from Trey Clugston this inning. Trey's second home run of the day. We only have 1 out in the top of the second. And Jackson Carr coming back up to the plate. The 0-0 to Jackson. Fouls the first pitch off down the first baseline as he almost hit a couple of fans and our production crew down there on the first baseline. The 1-0 to Jackson. Misses outside. 2-0. The count, or sorry, I apologize. 1-1. The count to Carr. And that's in play. That's a tough play though. Jake's gonna tag Jack for out number 2. Great play from Jake Oliver, as that would have been a hard play to make, throwing to first or even a second. Good heads-up play from Jake Oliver, tagging Jack, as the Enforcers get their second out of the top of the second. Runners will remain on first and second. Trey Clugston, who had a 2-run blast in the inning, comes up to the plate. The 0-0 to Trey. That's crushed again. Trey Cluxton, 2 home runs in the inning. Back-to-back at-bats for Trey Cluxton with bombs. And that's a 3-run shot. Wow. And the Nighthawks are now leading 7-2. Trey Cluxton has 5 RBIs in the game. Trey has just been electric at the plate. He's hot, man. Trey's on fire. What a blast into center field from Trey Cluxton. Score is now 7-2. Nighthawks have the lead. There's 2 outs in the top of the second. Jack Playhouse comes up to the plate. That pitch misses behind him for the first ball. Chase Winkler's headhunting a little bit, I think. The 1-0 to Jack Playhouse. Misses outside 2-0. Trey has 5 RBIs in the inning alone. Trey Cluxton, what a performance he's putting on here in game number 2. 2-0 is the count to Jack Playhouse. Fouls that pitch off. Strike number 1. 2-1 is the count to Jack Playhouse. The 2-1. Misses outside. That'll bring the count to 3-1. There's nobody on, 2 outs in the top of the second. Fouls it, and Jake Oliver always putting in maximum effort out there on the field. Was not able to get that one, but that'll bring the count to 3-2 full. Nighthawks leading 7-2 in the top of the second of game number 2. The 3-2 full to Jack Playhouse. Fouls that pitch off. Count will remain 3-2. Good at bat from Jack Playhouse here, making Chase Winkler throw quite a few pitches. 3-2. And that misses. What a walk from Jack Playhouse. He's not happy he walked, but he's helping his team out. Jack increasing his on-base percentage there, thanks to the walk. And Harry Stenberg will come back up to the plate. 0-0 to Harry. First pitch misses high and outside. 1-0.